everyone, my name is NewFlowerGirl, but you can call me Demi, and today's video is another tutorial. I know it's been a while since I've done any tutorials, but this one is one that I absolutely love. It's one that I came up with all by myself. I wanted to do an ultimate survival base, and I wanted to use someone else's tutorial. I asked his permission, hasn't answered yet. So I'm not going to do that one yet. I'll only do that one if I have his permission. And I will put that permission on screen as well. And I will put the link to that tutorial in the description as well then. But right now I have a jungle themed tutorial. And yeah, all you need, it will be explained in the video. But first I would like to ask you to subscribe, because around half of you guys watching are not subscribed. So if you wouldn't mind checking if you are subscribed, then that would be great. But let's go into the video.
So all ready to get this recording started with my cup of hot cocoa. And the first thing you need is to go to these exact coordinates on bedrock in the world bamboo forest. These coordinates will take you to a jungle temple, and we are going to be transforming this jungle temple from this to a survival base. It's not going to have the biggest amount of room, but it is gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be stunning, and yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Yeah. What we're going to be doing will be explained later on, and later on, or basically now, I'm going to tell you what we are going to need for this build. So as you can see right now, these are the things that we are going to need. We're going to need some jungle saplings, some stairs, mossy and cobble, spruce doors and spruce slabs, because I like them. They give a nice contrast. The stone, the cobblestone and the mossy walls, slabs, and the full blocks. Then we have a few different types of dirt. I am using some other blocks as well, but these are basically to do the outside mainly. And yeah, some of the interior. But yeah. Some other things that we are going to have are some cocoa beans, some farmland, and some of the jungle wood planks. I will put everything that I've used in the description down below, so you can check everything out. I'm not going to say the exact amount because it's a survival base. And you don't actually need the exact amount if you want to do it correct. Some people who do tutorials are actually saying how many blocks they've used, but I'm not gonna be that. I'm just gonna give a rough thing, or I'm just gonna say, oh, you just need this and this block and stuff. So yeah, those are all the items that we are going to need for this build. So let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do for this build is to remove all of the spikes on the outside and smooth out the roof a little bit with the stairs. And now I've done it to keep it a bit more natural. There are already blocks placed underneath where the stairs are going to be, and I just followed the pattern. So where there was mossy cobble, I placed mossy cobble stairs above, and the same thing with the normal cobble, and that just gives it a bit more of a natural vibe, I think. It basically keeps a bit of the original structure. You can break those blocks on the inside. Just make sure that you don't break out into the outside, because I've done that a few times, and if you've already done the roof, then you are kind of screwed because you have to get back inside again, or back outside, and then you have to place the block and then go back inside. It's quite a hassle. So yeah. But this is basically step number 1, and I think it already looks quite a bit better, if I say so myself. Here, as you can see, we have added on a bit of a tower on the, if you look at it from the front, which is basically top right, if you are looking down like this, then it's basically the top left that this tower is in. You can of course do it on all sides, but then you get kind of like a castle feel, and I didn't want to do that. So this is basically going to be our entrance way to get in, and you can make the tower as high as you want. You can even have a bedroom in there. I didn't go for it because, you know, I had plans to put a bedroom in a different place. And you can also see that I have used the raw logs of the tree, and I basically did them like a zigzag pattern. And I think that looks really nice. I didn't know what type of material to go for the floor, but I used this because I had it on me at the time, and I have to say it looks good. So here you also go, like you want to have more cobble than mossy, because it's a new thing that's been added, and the temple that was already there has been standing there longer. Because you're basically adding this tower on, it needs to have less mossy vibes, you know. But you can do it however you want. You can even add in different types of bricks, different types of stone, like just normal stone, mossy bricks, cracked stone bricks. You can do it however you want, but I've just gone to this length to make it look a bit more natural and make it a bit more blended in with the original structure, which looks better already right now. You can also add a staircase in if you want. You can. This is something I did later on when decorating. I put a lantern under the stairs, Harry Potter style. But you can decorate this room however you want. This is just an example. With the roof design of this build, I was kind of inspired by the builds that FWeb did on X-Life with his village. So I basically kind of like did that. And with these roofs, with the roof that I did, you want to have slabs, just slabs, nothing else. You basically place the slabs overhanging on one block, overhanging by one block, but on the other sides, like where this dirt is and the tree behind, there you want to have it too, just to give it a bit more, you know, character. And you also want to add a chimney. That's what the fireplace was for, or the campfire. So you basically have to feel like someone is at home and stuff. And that's just something that I really like about builds, about the campfire now. You can actually do stuff like this. I did not know about this when the campfire was added. I just watched videos and people did this, and I was like, wow, this is something that a builder like me should know. But yeah, this is basically the roof. We're gonna now move on to I think the interior. I don't know. I can't remember the pictures I've taken yesterday. Now moving on to the interior. This is basically the next part. You want to change out the stairs to the second layer, or basically the upper area. You want to change that. This room, you may remember, this is basically the room with the traps. So you want to go in very carefully if you're doing this in survival and take out the traps, take out all the treasure that's in there, and then you want to go and break everything apart from the stairs. You can see doors behind there. That's going to be an entrance to the mine shaft, because you can see a part of the tower's the tower's floor, and I didn't want that to be shown, so I basically did that. So it's kind of like a separate room with a different floor. This room is gonna be a enchanting slash furnace slash storage room, and yeah, I'm basically gonna show you how to do those chests. And because this spot is underground, you can do this fun thing which I did once in one of my builds. Some of my friends like Lost in Code, Black Ninja, Ion, and some others who were there while we did a dragon fight, which unfortunately wasn't recorded. They might remember this, but it will be shown in a different shot. And my sister was really nice and gifted me some chocolates, so I'm gonna numb on that right now. As you can see here, this is basically the room done. Like, you have the enchantment table, and you can see that there are some books missing. Oh no, what has happened? Well, because you're underground, you can just basically have the bookcase in the wall, which saves you a lot of space. Well, I say a lot, it saves you some space. And you can, if you want, put a lantern underneath the enchantment table, but because we're in bedrock, it admits light. And you can also see that I have placed the furnaces, the blast furnaces, and the smokers in place. Basically, do them in clutches of 4 and as well into the walls. And now we're gonna move on to the chests, and I'm gonna explain precisely how to do that to get a lot of space in, to get a lot of storage space in a tiny bit, while taking up a tiny bit of space in your room. Why do I even need to explain this? Well, because some people still do it in a normal way. But this way, when you have the chests all facing one way into a wall, that way you get a lot of space while not having to stack your entire house with chests. But because chests aren't a full block, make sure to place like a cool type of block behind. You might think that I didn't, but I put wood there, and also place stairs there above the chests. I've tested, you can still open them, it's totally fine, and it looks good as well. It gives like this nice little curve to the build, which is amazing. But yeah, now we're gonna move on, I think, to the outside area. I don't know, it's been a while since I've taken these screenshots, well, yesterday, but yeah, let's go. And indeed it is the outside area. I basically fenced it all off, and because this spot is man-made, you want to use normal fences, normal, like the normal walls, normal cobble walls. So what I've done here is where the walls actually get attached to the build, I placed 2 jungle trees. I just grew them, and then you want to go around and around and just make up shape of your own. And then you want to have a patch which is 5 by 5 of wheat, and then beetroot, and then at the bottom I put carrots and potatoes. And then between that, you want to have the melons, which are on the right, and the pumpkins, which are on the left. And at the entrance, I put a fence gate and made some bamboo grow. And then you want to do a path. So I made this path with gravel, mycelium, podzol, and the path block. I didn't use coarse dirt, I forgot, so I did that later on, which will be shown after this. And yeah, this path is one of the best paths I've ever made, I'm gonna have to be honest. It doesn't look that good here, but it's really, I really like it. But yeah, now we're gonna move on to, you know, camouflaging this place, because I had to chop down a few trees for this, and it looked camouflage for that. You know, it looked camouflaged when there was the trees there, but I had to chop it down for this. So now we're gonna try our hardest to conceal it. And concealing it we did. If you heard that noise, that was my hand sliding down my newly desk. But yeah, we've basically here recreated the part of the jungle. You can see the chest there because I had a full inventory. You basically want to have more of the big jungle trees than the smaller ones, and you want to have lots of grass there because there's always lots of grass there. You want to have some bamboo because this seed is not epic jungle, but bamboo forest. And as you can see, I added a path in, which is coarse there. I nearly said bamboo again because I love bamboo. I've never eaten it in my entire life, but I will one day. And you might not notice it now, but I added some lanterns on the trunks of the big trees that are sticking out, because the shots at night time, they are so beautiful. That's why I love this build. Yeah, I will give you guys a lovely slideshow, I think, and I'll be kind of talking over it of what I think of this build at night time. Oh my gosh, look at this build. It looks so good at night time, and because we've put lanterns absolutely everywhere, this place will be mob proof as well, so you won't have any mobs interfering with your builds or with your area. Just have lots of jungle trees and place lanterns there. You might want to go around and change some lights up a bit, but it looks absolutely amazing. And look at the garden. This is my favorite shot. This one you guys will have seen this one in the thumbnail as well. Just look at it. Just look at it. I love it. I also placed some vines in front of the doorway to the garden, which I love. It's gonna give this extra vibe of, like, you know, some extra colors and just this jungle feel. And oh man, yeah, you can see the lantern Harry Potter style. I just love it. I was there with my sister when I did that. I was like, Harry Potter style, and she was like, yeah, she doesn't watch Harry Potter, unfortunately. I'm still having my hot cocoa. It's not hot anymore. But yeah, I'm gonna now show the room that I didn't actually show during this part, during the tutorial part. But this is basically a room where you have, this is basically your bedroom. You have an ender chest next to your bed. You have a bed facing your armor stand, so you can look at your armor saying, like, that's what I worked for. You have a lectern so people can put some books there, and you have a jukebox so you can listen to your favorite tunes while you're falling asleep, and then just for all your needs. And now this room is basically a practical room. Yeah, I like it. You basically have the things you need, the grindstone, the smithing table, the stone cutter. You have a table for your brewing stands, which should seep into view in the screen right now. You have the doorway straight to your garden. It looks awesome. And now you can actually see I have added the cocoa beans. You can actually see an armor stand at the back. That's basically like for your secondary armor, and you have an anvil right in front of your face right now. Because you always just need an anvil to make repair stuff, to rename stuff, and to add enchants to it if you have a book and you want that enchant on it. And now we're gonna move on to the biggest room possibly. We have the enchantment table. You can see it's actually put into the wall, which is space saving, and it looks cool as well. I absolutely love it. from now I'm gonna do that to every build. It just gives this extra bit of color to the stone. You know, you already have the green in there, but you still need to have some other colors. And here we have the chest room and the smelting areas, things, which you can label the chest to however you want. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can also use barrels. I wouldn't advise that because you'll lose like half of the space you have for the storage. But yeah, you can actually do that, but I wouldn't advise that. So we are at the garden, the beautiful garden at night time. You can see I've added the vines. I just wanted to get that into view, and it looks absolutely amazing. I made sure everything was fully grown. But of course you can change the layout of the garden however you want. You can even add sugarcane and some, well, you know, some cactus. And yeah, I just love this. I just love the garden. You know, if we had some benches in Minecraft, like for bedrock, a mod, I would definitely install that mod, and you know, put the benches in here. You know, I love it. Just hanging out with your crops in your garden. But yeah, we're coming to an end, and I will let my past self take over now, and I'll drink my cocoa.
Right, then that is it for today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot about it. If I ever find a jungle temple myself in survival and I've got the materials to do it, I will definitely make this house myself, and I will, you know, basically be admired in the world. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then please leave a big fat thumbs up, and yeah, comment down below if you are gonna be doing it. But that's it for me for today. Next video will be Monday again, unless I say something else in the Discord or on my socials, which are in the description down below. In 2 weeks I'll be live again on Sunday, which is probably in the evening, like late in the evening. But yeah, it's basically after the Formula 1 race. I'll go straight up here and start my stream. This time I'm gonna be, I used to start my streams via Twitch, but now I'm gonna be starting it via Streamlabs on Android. So yeah, hopefully this time I will have the event box all set up. I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I know how to do it, so that's not a big of an issue. But yeah, that's it for me for today, and I will see you guys later. Bye!